Oh, good afternoon. It's another Sunday, and it is the one, two. I think this is the third Sunday in August because it's August 15th, 2021. So, first of all, I woke up and I was blessed enough to have another 86,400 seconds for this day so far, to the extent that I make it to 12 a.m. or midnight tonight. And I wanted to stay positive, but I'm gonna go left. You just need to know that I'm always gonna be going left. I'm probably always gonna be talking about racism. I'm probably always gonna be talking about women joining forces. I'm probably always gonna be talking about the disdain and just pure sick of the tomfuckery that's going on these days. So I'm going to say again, we are one step closer to a dictatorship. The more I listen to McConnell and Lindsey Graham and the segregationists and the white nationalists and the David Dukes and the Ted Cruz, the more I see we're trying to get closer to a dictatorship. And let me just remind you that I grew up in an authoritarian household, and my dad was the dictator of that goddamn house. He didn't take no shit, no talk back, no new ideas. If it didn't come from him, it wasn't on the table. I really don't think that in 2022 we want to go back to a dictatorship or an authoritarian ideology. I just don't think we want to do that. So I'm going to ask us to take another look at those things that we do, those activities that we participate in, and let's try to ensure that everyone has a seat at the table. I'm all for Francis Chris Welsing's 9 people activities. I'm all for us understanding the tomfuckery that has gone on since Francis Cress Welsing made light of these 9 people activities. And the more I've had to massage this into my spirit for the last 40 years, I know she's absolutely right. There isn't anything else we do. Don't get it twisted. There is not one other activity I could think of that most of us only engage in these 9. I'm going to put them out there in the universe again because they're serious. They are entertainment, economics, education, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. There are 331 million of us in the United States of America, and to the extent we get up every day blessed with 86,400 seconds, these are the 9 activities we will most probably participate in during that day or over the course of our lives. So now we're going to sit down and inhale and take a really good look at this thing called white privilege and understanding that there's no way we work our way out of racism. There just ain't no way. And so I keep coming back to this over and over and over again because the more you listen to me, and I'm 75, and so this is, then I guess I could think of other things to say because I'm happy with some of the things that we're doing. I'm happy when we decide to turn all the bullshit off. and just kind of go off into ourselves and present who we are and what we're about to the world. I can appreciate that. But, uh, you know, each one of those activities that I talked about have attitudes, they have disciplines, and they have habits that have choked the living shit out of everyone. I'm sorry, not every, let me go. That have choked the living shit out of black women, brown women, women of color, women who have not cracked the glass ceiling, and whose issues and whose situations and whose outcomes are vulnerable. We are going to have to get together and change this narrative because it is not working for the majority of us. So, I've been talking a lot about what did I say? Ted, Greg Abbott and Ted Cruz, and what Ted Cruz don't understand that his ass ain't white, he's brown. And so, what Abbott wants and what Cruz wants is not the same thing. They want Cruz help, but when it all gets settled, maybe he'll be good, but the majority of his people won't. So I've been rattling, trying to just racking my brain with who the hell is the lieutenant governor for the state of Texas. And I've known this man a long time because he's been racist a long time. But I've been played with, I know for the last 4 or 5 conversations with you guys, I go, oh, I'm at the block. I can't call his name. Looking right at him. So what I decided to do today was to get up and go to my computer first and ask Google to give me the name of the lieutenant governor for the state of Texas. And guess whose name popped up? The man's name is Dan Patrick. I remember this MF from way back when he was having problems with schools and he put his foot down on sharing and making all schools healthy and figured out a way to make sure that rich schools kept their rich money to provide rich interactions and rich experiences for their rich kids, and that the majority of us in shambles. I remember you, Dan Patrick. I remember your tall white ass. And then you had the nerve and audacity to make it to the lieutenant governorship, and you haven't changed. You have more secession schools out there where you have robbed from poor people to create white schools for your white people that only white people can attend. You've been nasty a long time. So next time, ladies and gentlemen, when it's time to go and vote, I ask you to think of some things because we are one step closer to a dictatorship. And if we keep putting these ideologies by Patrick and Abbott and DeSantis and McConnell and Graham and Ted Cruz, don't make me go through my list. It's so long now. And every time I go to sleep, I get up and have to add another one. So today, for sure, I'm putting Dan Patrick out there. Today, for sure, I'm putting Greg Abbott out there. Today, for sure, I'm putting Lindsey Graham out there. Today, for sure, I'm putting that governor of Florida out there, DeSantis. Today, for sure, I'm putting Mitch McConnell out there, who just ushered 160 judges, lifetime judge positions, who are only going to wreak havoc on my life and my children's lives. You got them in there for life. We're going to need to rethink a lot of things, because there are so many things that are broken that do not include everybody. How do I know that? Because I'm 75 years old and I'm on a podcast bitching because I've seen too much humanity. And this little, what is it, St. Luke's hospital commercial, human kindness. Yeah. But what is her name? Nina Simone said, human kindness is overflowing. We've never got to overflowing human kindness. We always have gates on how much human kindness we're going to exude. We always have put a pin in it, and we'll come back to it some months or some years or or some decades later. How do I know that? Because the crime bill has been up 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000. Immigration been up 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000. Healthcare been up 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000. War been up since World War One, all the way down to Afghanistan and Kabul. Just shit. And then women's rights. You nasty little petty men really think you can create laws and amendments to destroy the health of all women. You now have us all messed up, because I'm just one old 75-year-old black woman. But I'm asking my young 35, 45, white and brown and black and of color and across the board whose needs are not being met to look at the shit men are writing for you guys. I can say shit because I'm 75. It's a blessing every day I get up. And it's not guaranteed. But for you that are 30, in your 40s, in your 50s, in your 60s, you got a lot of more living to go. You have a lot of more living to do. You have so many more experiences that are on their way to you that are not going to be nice, because we women have refused to challenge these white men. And I'm sorry, but when I say white men, understand I mean all men of every color. Because, I'm not stupid. Black women didn't get the right to vote until 1968. White women didn't get the right to vote until 1921. But when the right to vote was a real issue, it was white men getting black men and any other color man to vote with them. That's how they won. They chose to add the black male population and the other male populations from India, from China, from Mexico. All those other men that you had on that railroad helping the Chinamen. Because, you only let the Negroes build the little trains where you can shit and build the waterways where you get some clean water. They were the precursors to this railroad created by these Asians. And these were people just like the slaves you didn't want to give any money to, but they laid your railway system for you. Just like you didn't want to free me, you wanted to keep me a slave, but you wanted me to dig your shitholes and your waterways. And then you had the nerve you've used all of our primitive survival strategies. You've taken them all. You've used them all. You've created historical moves on them. Where do you think bladesmithing came from? Where do you think bush building, bushcrafting came from? These were our strategies, our techniques that we employed to build. Oh, don't make me be ugly. Jesus Christ, I was about to say it. But to build this country, because we understood that we came before Columbus, and some of us that didn't want to be slaves ran into the interior parts of the United States, and there we were met and greeted by the Native American. And we've locked horns with the Native American, with the Asian American, with the Hispanic American, with other black or uh, blacks from other countries that are now Americans. We've joined forces, not really. We haven't really joined real forces to make a dent in our conditions, but we do understand in today's market that forces need to be joined. But I ain't gonna bother with the brothers. Y'all do yourself. Y'all keep being out there getting used and getting played. Stay out there, keep doing that. Because we women have a different plan. We're no longer gonna be used. As Britney Spears, give me my money. As Simone Biles, give me my medals, give me my money, and get out of my life. I'm just saying, these are real things. Oh my God. Now, I'm going to say that, the more you listen, she said the same thing. Yes, because I want you guys to internalize what's going on here with the trickery. Oh my God. These lawmakers, these these political elite, these government bureaucrats, these Supreme Court justices, these 160 lifetime judges put on the bench by McConnell and Trump, we are going to have to rush hurriedly toward our destiny. And our destinies must be inclusive. At this moment, we can no longer tolerate the niceties of racism because I don't know how many times y'all have listened to me, but I keep saying the same thing over and over and over again. There is nothing nice about racism. And trust me, I'm 75 and I have worked all my life. Excuse me, I've worked in the California system and I've worked in the Texas system all my life. And I never got upward mobility. I got marginal mobility, but not upward. Not upward because, I'm back to Isabel Wilkerson, and the title of her book is, let me get it right. I don't put any lies out there. Isabel Wilkerson's Caste, Caste, The Origins of Our Discontent. And the only thing that you have to get from Wilkerson's book is that the only thing wrong with white folk is they have a problem with people of color. Mm, I don't understand how John Hagee, Matthew Hagee, Joel Osteen, Jesse Duplantis, T.D. Jakes, what the old man, not Cameron, not Kirkland, what is his name? I'm looking right at him. You all must tell a better story because the only thing minus T.D. Jakes, but all the rest of you all are very happy every Sunday and every Monday for sure. Your asses got up white. So you don't even have compassion to understand my condition. Mm. And for 75 years I haven't said anything about it. But I am now fully tired of your bullshit. And so every day since I started, I'm coming back to it. And I'm just reminding those that are listening to me, you got to get rid of Dan Patrick. You got to get rid of Greg Abbott. You got to get rid of Ted Cruz. Okay? You got to get rid of Sheila Jackson Lee. You got to get rid of Symphonia Thompson. And I'm just about cure about Al Green. But let me just say, all of you that have sat in positions of power for more than 5 years need to be gone because the 20 plus years you have served in political positions of power, you failed to secure the effective functionings of our economy and defense for all people, all 331 million of us in the United States of America. Mm. And to that end, those of you that have been there longer than 5 years, you got to go. Because while you've been there for the 20 years, let me tell you, I repeated this yesterday, day before yesterday, day before that, and I probably said it earlier today. Let me tell you where your foot is on my neck. You still writing stupid crime bills. You really still think there are welfare queens that are black. Mm-mm. The welfare queens now are white. Your white children and your white mothers. Okay? Your immigration laws are horrible. They are preventing people from coming and going for whatever their reasons are. This was supposed to be the democracy. And so since when does Ted and Rand and Trump decide that we have enough people in the United States of America. Have you lost your mind? This thing is only 245 years old. Check it out. 2021 from 1776. Okay? 1776. I came in 1619 to make all your 1776 shit real. Mm-hmm. And then you suckered the 1914 amass of Asian Americans to lay your railroad, and you didn't want to pay them. Mm-mm. You've been nasty a long time. Oh, and I'm sick of it. And I thought I was gonna be able to get on here and be happy, 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 and spread joy and spread peace. No, it's not enough William Barbers out there. It's not enough of us out there saying you're wrong. You've been wrong a long time. You need to modify your behavior. You need to begin with, oh my God, protecting us, respecting us, paying us. That's William Barber. But over the long haul, you've used the black woman as your mule. She's been your welfare queen. She's been your prostitute. Oh, she's been your bitch. She's been your other woman. And still, we're under your foot. So, Dan Patrick, you got to go. And white folk, he's got to get out of education. And don't get me started. I'm not talking nothing about critical race. I don't give a shit about that. I'm talking about dollars coming back to all school districts at the same equitable amount. So all children have the opportunity to succeed. The goal is not to be the best because the best does not exist. The goal is for us to continue to learn how to create better environments for our children. Because we're already crazy. But our babies, our children, they do not have to be. Look at them. They're asking for direction because they already know 2 plus 2 is 4. 20 plus 20 is 40. 80 plus 80 is 160. And they understand win and they understand loss. And they are looking at you guys as what the hell happened? What? You mean win is not really win? And then everybody has this nasty presence about themselves. Everybody happens to be nasty about everything. We are going to need to breathe to move to a better state of mind. We're going to need to rush hurriedly toward whatever it is we consider our master craft to be. And with every presentation, there are attitudes, there are disciplines, and there are habits. And since 1776 until 2021, the attitudes, the disciplines, and the habits that the United States has taken to exclude Everybody whose skin is not white has got to cease and desist. And I'm not really looking for a model anything. You guys know, hell, today is Sunday. You all know what a moral majority and a model minority could look like. And my kids that are 15 and up, they have a greater understanding about how this system is going to flow than me people my age, 75. Hmm. Like an old man said after January 6th, I'm not worried about this. I'm 75 years old. This is something you, what he told the reporter, something you got to deal with. Something you, Anderson Cooper, got to deal with. Something you, Don Lemon, got to deal with. Something you, Joy Reid, got to deal with. Something something y'all, you're going to change your narrative. Stop being so negative. Good Lord. Oh, I'm asking you again to please give a shit. Please give a shit. Because there is no nice racism. Please give a shit. Because you can't work your way out of racism either. I had to get up this morning and go to my computer and find out who was the other asshole that's suffering, that is suffocating me. On the other side of Greg Abbott, who is it? And his name is Dan Patrick. And if nothing else, Dan Patrick, Greg Abbott, Ted Cruz have got to go in 2022. I'm just saying, they have got to go. For one 75-year-old to the rest of y'all, listen to me whenever you hear this. They've got to go. We need a new thought. So I'm going to end because it's Sunday. As I've said the last couple of days, I'm going to turn on my music. I'm going to listen to Richard Smallwood, Hold On, Don't Let Go. Going to listen to Richard Smallwood, Thank You. Going to listen to James Cleveland, Breathe on Me. I'm going to listen to Aretha Franklin, Never Gonna Break My Faith. It's Sunday. Be safe, be happy, get some rest, and let's approach this week coming up with joy because we know we are in control. Yours in liberty,